young player. He is still on the up.
7 consecutive goals to the Orange team.
Welcome, guys, to another episode of Nerds for Life SuperCoach. I'm your host, Peter, and it's a big week coming up. It's always a big week coming up. I know. I say this almost every week, but it is a big week coming up because there are so many options. We have debuts announced. I'm recording this on what day is today? Thursday morning before work. So we've even got teams. We have injury lists. We have all sorts of things to discuss. Players to trade in. Players to trade out. Who to hold. Who to dump. And before we get into it, please make sure to subscribe, like the channel as well. So give the post a like, leave me a comment, let me know what you think. If you're doing things differently, do let me know. I do like to reply to that. Also, make sure to check out Game Day Squad. They're our major sponsor this year. If you join using the promo code NERDS, NERDS, you get bonus players, bonus packs, bonus everything. Basically, it's a different way of playing fantasy football, kind of a combination of, opening football card packs, and then also having the fantasy element. We've got a league, like a private league, which we've created. AR0041YF is how you join that. And then you can go head to head. At the moment, Arrogant Frogs is sitting in first place. So congratulations to Arrogant Frogs. As I said, you'll be supporting the channel by signing up using the promo code NERDS and then joining AR004YF to get involved. Now, let's begin with the group winner. Okay, and then we've got questions as well. Don't worry, I've got questions. I know that's why you guys actually listen. My God, where am I? So leagues. I've forgotten what I do here. Leagues. Take a look. And if you want to join, you actually still can join this league. It's an open league. The promo code, or not the league code, is 514111. So far, there's 1,487 teams in it. And the guy that is I can't say his name, and I've said this before. Sastophraphy is sitting 13th overall at the moment, and he's got the total scores. Obviously, I just want to see, does he have Sardis? He doesn't. Okay, if you're gonna have that name, Areno, if you're gonna have that name and you're not gonna bring in Sardis, honestly, I'm gonna disqualify you from winning. Personally, for winning my league. Okay, obviously if you actually win, good luck, but you need to have, so with that name, how do you not, Sweetles better have Jordan Sweet. He doesn't. Guys, if you're going to name your team after a player, you have to have the player. That's it. It's the rules. It's the rules, okay? Mine's grilled chicken. I have grilled. It's the rules. At some point, you needed to have that player in. Anyway, who was the round 6 score winner? That's my rant over. Petro. Chris's team scored 2,483. He's got an overall rank of 206. Absolutely massive. Who did he have? He had McKercher in defense. That's gross. But he had Clark, Sinclair. He had the poor defenders as well that we all had with Sarong. Blamairs came all right in the end. Smith and Holmes, solid. Dacos, he's a Bontempelli owner. Merritt, LDU as well. He's gone early on, and Angry Anderson too. He's got Murdoch. It's actually a really good team. This is Gorn, Jackson, McAndrew, Cook. All the players I wish I had. And Roses as well. That is an interesting POD. He's already made you 100k. He's actually, he was someone that I really didn't quite consider over the summer. But he scored pretty well. The last couple, 84 and 74, have been really good. And he's about to go on a decent run too. Interesting. There's a reason why you are ranked 206th overall, and I am... I am far behind this year. This year has been absolutely disgusting for me. Every primo that I've selected has just been dog shit or injured. And that is it. Or unless your name is Zach Butters. Other than that, it's been horrible. I've copped every injury, every foul primo, every foul mid-pricer as well, and I picked all the mid-prices. The rookies have actually been good. The only one that I missed was Cook, which was fine. So my team, I'm not having a year. I'm just not having a very good year. I will go into what my moves are, but maybe avoid those guys because this season has been. I've been waiting for 2027 since round 2. Honestly, I just fuck this year. But my boy Sammy Lawler, he cracked 100. I did brag about this a little bit because I held him for this period of time. This month that he's going on, he should score well. He's reset that break even to a 51. He's made 79k already. He's projected to go up another 12 if he goes around 79. I think he'll do better than that with Tim Taranto out of the team and potentially Hopper still out. I honestly can see him cracking 100k price increase. He's got West Coast next week as well. Is it at the G? No, it's at Optus Stadium. Gross. But then he's got Adelaide, which is tough. St Kilda, Essendon. You can honestly hold him all the way up until his bye, which is round 13, because he's actually got a good bye. And he's really keeping that floor score in your forward line away. I'm just going to be holding him for some time. I've been enjoying his scores. I mean, look, I'm taking the mid-80s. I didn't spend very much on him, and I'm happy. I'm happy. And it also gives me a reason to watch Richmond games, because at the moment it is really difficult. Really, really difficult. But in saying that, we've got a couple of rookies to talk about. The main rookie I want to mention is the one that we should very much all be selecting. Where are we? And that is Mr. Angus Anderson. Negative 75 break even. He's getting CBAs. He's playing Essendon. Do I need to say any more? He's gone from 79 to a 6 and a 64. To be honest, that 64 should have been higher. He had a few clangers. He also had some disposal inefficiency. So that could have been another 80 plus score, to be honest, had he have cleaned that up a little bit. I think Essendon will allow him to do that. He is 100% the must-have of the round. Now, Milan Murdoch, if you are one of these players, teams, and I know that there's a question about this because I read it, that hasn't already picked this guy up, you can still do it. At 199k, that is still within that rookie price range. Negative 57 break even. He's scoring very well and he's playing midfield. If you don't have Milan Murdoch, obviously pick him up. I think that he's a really good choice. The other one is Elijah Tsartzis, and I don't love this pick. And the only reason I do not love this pick is because every player that I have picked up that has been Elijah Tsartzis' price range this season. And remember, Lukosius was a must-have only a couple of weeks ago, and how bad did that turn out? I just see this guy as... Essendon aren't good. They're just not. They've had 2 good games, all right? They've had 2 really good games, but they're not that good, okay? He's gone 82 and 101. Yes, he's playing some good footy. I just don't love the pick. He's burnt me before. I don't know what it is. I've gone to so many mid prices. I just don't think I can do it again. If he was listed as a forward, I'd consider it. But I'll show you my team, for example, right? At the moment, I've got, I'm probably, if Walsh and Bontempelli play, of course, I've got Tanner Bruin on my bench. I don't need another midfielder. I just don't need another midfielder right now. So I would be bringing in Anderson, and Tsartzis is going to be where? Where is he going to be? So I just don't think that it's the right move for my team particularly, because I went very heavy in my midfield, even though I say heavy and I've got guys like Noah Anderson and Sam Walsh in my team. But if Anderson plays, because he's listed as a test, and Bontempelli, who's also listed as a test, and has been named, but he can be a laid out potentially, then if those 2 play, for me, it doesn't make sense for me to bring in Tsartzis. It just doesn't make any sense. And I'm probably dumping Tanner Bruin. And I think that's early as well, by the way. His break-even's 59. He's already made 100k. He's got Port Adelaide and he's got North Melbourne. Maybe holding him's actually the way to go. But he's just, that 56 is disgusting. He scored a 47. His other 4 games have been pretty good. I don't know. You could hold a Tanner. It probably would be this if I did anything, to be honest. This is probably what I would do. And it'd probably be that. That makes more sense. That's probably where I would go. Keep an eye out on these two. If they don't play, I'm not trading Tanner Bruin, of course. That doesn't make sense to me. But for me, I just don't think that I don't think Tsartas is a must-have. There's been a lot of players that have brought him in, and I do understand it. But every single one of these kind of mid-price guys have hurt us this year. All of them. Every single one of them. The best one is Tanner Bruin, and he still has pumped out a 47 and a 56. Just to put it out there. Okay? So even how good he has been, he's still been a little bit shit as well. Just that little bit at times. So I'm just not doing it. If he was a forward, fine, I might give it a crack. If he was a defender, maybe I might give it a crack. But I'm not doing it again. I'm just paying up for the players I actually want, and that is it. I've had enough of just shit players that, you know, they go on a run of a couple of weeks. Oh, fuck, they're must-haves, and they pump out a 50. And Collingwood is one of those teams where, you know, maybe Tsartas does pump out another 50, and I'm just not picking him. I will grab Angus Anderson though. I think that he is the absolute must-have. Now the other rookies I just want to talk about is, the first one is, now again, this is not a this week. This is a next week. But do keep an eye out on Patrick Rochetko. I know a lot of people are going early on him. He's got a negative 24 break even. He actually had a really good game. Scored a 74 against North Melbourne. Now, Sam Banks is injured for the next 5 to 6 weeks. And I think Rechko is just going to have his role on that wing for that period of time, as Banks has been playing more wing this season, which means that he is definitely an option next week. So I would say that he's the must-have rookie for next week. But I'm not going early on rookies this year as well, because there's a chance that he gets injured and never plays again, and that would suck, right? That would absolutely suck. So do not go. I wouldn't be going early on him, but also I would be keeping an eye on him. Now I know I'm going to talk about Richmond just for a little bit. Cumming is the one that's going to be making his debut this week. Not a next week. It's the week after option. 176k midfielder. He will be playing midfield. Definitely one to keep an eye out on this week against Melbourne. See how he scores, and then see how he scores next week as well. Don't go early on this kind of guy, but he is one to watch out for in 2 weeks. And the reason I'm highlighting this is because we have 3 rookies who we potentially want to be keeping an eye out on next week, on that 3-week period of time. The other one is Burton, who is also going to make his debut. Now, he's listed as a midfielder. He's 99k, Thomas Burton. The only thing is, and he's making his debut the same week as Cumming, they're both going to hit their bubble at the same time. Now, at 99k, it's pretty good, but he's playing as a small forward, okay? And that part is concerning. He will get forward DPP, but the role's not great, and he's playing for Richmond. In saying that, he plays West Coast in his second game if he gets a second game. So maybe he gets a spike score. One to keep an eye out on, but I would not be prioritising to get him in. But just one to watch. Okay, just one to watch. The last one is that his name has escaped me. Smith from the Doggies. Now, he's making his debut. He's a 119k rookie. He's great. How long's he been on the list? He's been on the list now for what, 3 seasons? Yeah, 3 seasons. He's making his debut. 119k. Just be aware that this is largely because Darcy's injured now for the season, unfortunately, and Tim English is injured still for the next 1 to 2 weeks. Lachlan Smith likely leaves the team when Tim English is available, which would be really annoying. But he's not the worst downgrade when he hits that bubble, that 3rd game. Just be aware that Burton, Smith, and Cumming will hit that 3rd game on the same week. For players that have ZZ on their R3, or Lucky McAndrew, or even an Edwards, and they're thinking of cashing those guys in at that time, Smith is the kind of player that you could bring in for that, for that R3. The other one is Pitnet's injured, so Reedy is likely the one to play this week. Obviously, we don't have that. My God, can I spell? He's already played one game. He's a ruck forward. This is probably the guy that I jump on as that downgrade to cash in on players if he gets that third game, because Pitnet's missing 2 weeks. So Pitnet misses... he's going to be on his bubble. No, he'll be on his bubble not this week, but next week. So do keep an eye out on Reedy as well, because it could be one of those weeks that you get Rechko and Reedy if you're cashing in on one of those ruckmen, right? Because they could get you the player that you want. Reedy is never to enter your field, ever. But if he's, with that mid-forward swing, with that ruck forward swing, it's not horrible. It just isn't. And then the other guy that I want to mention on my bubble, and because of these now rookie ruck options, he was an option earlier in the week. I don't think he's an option anymore, because I think Reedy will be a better option if Pitnet misses the 2 weeks. And I think that Smith could be an option too, especially if he continues to play when English reaches the side again. But the other one I want to mention is, I hate watching this guy play. But as a Richmond fan, I just hate watching this guy play. But he is 166k. He's got a negative 32 break even. He's on his bubble. He plays Max Gawn, which is really frustrating. I do want to point out that he actually has scored an 82 against Melbourne in 2023. For some reason in 2023, he actually looked like a half-decent footballer. And then everything has gone to shit after that point. He scored 104 against West Coast in that year as well. I just want to point that out. He's playing ruck. Nankervis is missing for the next 5 to 6 weeks still. Okay? He's their number one. I hate to say it, but he's Richmond's number one ruckman. And he's going up against Max Gawn. It's not ideal. But if you're thinking of cashing in on an Edwards or a McAndrew for whatever reason to do your trade, and this guy is your R3... he's probably making 100k in that time. Honestly, he's probably making 100k in that time. I'm not doing it because I've got ZZ on my... I would have to upgrade to Samson Ryan. I'm not doing that. I'd have to upgrade to Samson Ryan from ZZ. So I'm obviously not doing that. And I think that McAndrew has money to... Yeah, his break-even's 51. And he's also got Richmond coming up in the next couple of weeks. I'm probably going to be holding him for at least that game, and then maybe dumping him before he has to go up against Tristan Cherry. But it's not the move for me, but it's not a horrible move either. Now we've already got teams as well. I've touched on the injuries. We've still got Jordan Dawson's likely. Not. I'm going to skip through a few players that are irrelevant, that are SuperCoach irrelevant. Jordan Dawson might return as well. We don't know. He's obviously got the personal problems. Zorko's still 1 to 2 weeks away. I'm surprised the Canberra Early Twins haven't played this year, considering what Carlton's been doing. Pitnet, I know that's not necessarily SuperCoach relevant, but there are some teams that owe him 1 to 2 weeks. Jordan De Goey is listed as a test from concussion. I know a lot of teams have that. The issue is Darcy Moore is also listed as a test, and that is concerning for Houston owners like me. I could get rid of Houston. Maybe this was the week I get rid of Houston. Maybe this is who I want to get rid of. God, he scored a 62 against them last year. Oh, why did I pick this guy? Honestly. I guarantee I'm going to get rid of him, and he's gonna ton up. I guarantee you. But anyway, that's neither here or there. Ridley's out for another 3 to 4 weeks. It's good for Roberts owners. Darcy's still out, which is good for Jackson owners like me. Anderson's listed as a test. That's really good. Fonte's out, suspended. Don't worry about him. Canelio is listed as a test as well. And then we've got Will Day's 4 to 5 weeks away. That's one to keep an eye out on. James Sicily is also suspended. This is all like... You know what's an interesting one? Jake Bowie is listed as a test. So that's an interesting one for Melbourne. Nothing really North Melbourne wise. It's interesting here. Lukosius 5 to 7 weeks away, but we've most likely traded him. Connor Rhodes is not coming back anytime soon. Richmond's being slaughtered by injuries. Tim Taranto's out for the week. That is annoying. And then we've also got Sam Banks out for 6, which is really good for people that got jumped on short. Probably was the right year to do it, but I got hurt too many times. DeConning is a test, and then we've got, I don't think there's anyone really worth talking about. One that's interesting, actually, St Kilda is, and Max King is listed as a test. And he's going to play at some level this week. I assume it's VFL, and I kind of hope it is, because he'll be another guy that reaches his bubble at the same week as Cumming, Burton, and Smith. So very annoying. Keep an eye out on him, because he could be one of those players that you just trade down to, and then you just hold him on your bench for the rest of the season as cover. He really could be, right? Because I actually, the delivery that he's going to be getting is significantly better. Okay, significantly better. And then that's it. Bontempelli is the other one that I just want to mention as well. He's listed as a test. Hopefully he comes back, and Tom Liberatore, concussion protocols. We've got teams as well. Isaac Heaney was dropped, which is an interesting one. So those teams, well, not dropped, sorry, he was injured. For those people that still have Isaac Heaney. Primos I want to talk about this week, and there's a few that I really want to go through. And defenders, we'll go through defenders first, just real quick. We'll go through defenders first. Go defense. We're going to go total points as well. You can see how great my season's going. I've only got one defender in the top 24. In the top 24 defenders, I have one. Fuck, my year's terrible. I don't understand how I'm having such a bad season. But anyway, Jack Sinclair must have. Luke Parker's looking almost like a must have, but he doesn't play against Richmond all the time. Callum Wilkie is looking great as well. Archie Roberts, I love. Lucky Ash, I don't love for this week. He's got a break even of 147. He could hit that against North Melbourne, but I would be holding. I could see him dropping 20k, honestly. I really can. Or at least another 10k, and you picking him up next week. I think that he's the kind of guy to bring in next week. A lot of people are jumping on Jordan Clark, but I just want to mention, and yes, his break even is 61. He will go up in value, and I don't hate the pick, but I just want to point out, and yes, Carlton's a juicy matchup, but the Dogs and Hawthorn are a little bit harder. He's already played Richmond, West Coast, and Collingwood, and Melbourne. Okay, his next three are, Essendon's okay. St Kilda's interesting. I just feel like it's a boring pick. I don't know what it is about Clark. I'm just not. I think Worrell has a lot of value. His break even's 129, so he can actually drop money a bit. You know, he's got Brisbane, Port Adelaide. He's got Richmond coming up, though, and North Melbourne, which I really like. He goes on a tough run for a couple of weeks before it really opens up. That run home is really good. I don't mind the Josh Worrell pick. For me, and then Archie Roberts as well. He's got Collingwood this week. They do leak points to halfbacks, yes. And he's after round 1, where he played about 50% of game time, he has been just excellent in that time, since that point. He does have Richmond and West Coast coming up, and Carlton, Melbourne, North Melbourne. I'm probably bringing in Archie Roberts. It's probably the way I'm going. That run here is just so juicy, where he's got Richmond all the way up to St Kilda. That is a 6-week period that I just kind of want to get on top on. And then Collingwood and Brisbane. I mean, Brisbane's a good team, but they're a bit open when it comes to the halfbacks. So I do like this. I do like this pick. I'm probably jumping on an Archie Roberts myself. I think Lockie Whitfield's a great buy. His break even's low at 115. He probably hits that against North Melbourne. They've got a really good draw coming up. He's starting to get on his ton run as well. 128, 102, 115, which is really good. And then he's also got West Coast, Essendon coming up too. And that finish is pretty strong as well. For me, I'm jumping on, if I could, I would jump on Lockie Ash. But I am literally $700 too short for Lockie Ash, which is infuriating. While Archie Roberts is the other player that I can afford, that I really want. I think Clark's a good buy, but I feel like we're points chasing here. He's already scored the 146. Yes, he will go up in value, but I think that Archie Roberts is going to be out of reach soon, and I don't want to be paying more than 550k for Archie Roberts. You've missed the 146. You've missed the 129. You've missed those. His next... Carlton he should score well against, but then he's got a couple of tough games, and then, it opens up a little bit at that point. I could see him hovering around the mid-500s. You could probably pick him up for 20k more next week, and it's fine if you really want to, or after that 2-week period. It's just what I would do. The other options, and I just want to point out, with the midfielders, the main midfielder, I need to get Bailey Smith and Max Holmes. Zach Merritt's been fantastic as well. But I just want to talk about one midfielder that we really need to keep an eye on, and that is Mr. Hugh McCluggage. Now, he has already dropped 100k, he's 542k, his break-even's 185. He's projected to go 84, and if he does that, he drops another 40k, 45k. He'll be in the 490s next week. 490s, okay? That is insane value. Absolutely. And this is another reason I don't want to jump on Tsartzis this week. Because if I jump on Tsartzis this week, I won't get him. I just won't get him. I just know that I won't. And I really want to jump on someone like this just before he plays Essendon and Carlton. Then he's got Geelong, but they're not going to tag him. And then he's got the Giants who haven't been tagging, Freo, Gold Coast, Richmond. It really is quite good, okay, for him. Now, I know his scoring hasn't been amazing. He scored a 13 when he got injured. Then he's in the game, he got injured very early. And then he's got 89 against North Melbourne. He only had 56% time on ground when he scored that 89. Then he went 50 against Melbourne. And Melbourne have actually been okay, and they almost won that game. And he only played about 50% of the game as well. So what I'm saying is that he's just scoring kind of okay, even though he's only getting 50% time on ground. I can see that time on ground increasing, and as it increases, his scores will increase. Keep an eye out on him, even if he goes, 90. Let's say he scores 100. Let's say he tons up this week. If he tons up, he still drops 40k approximately, and he's 500k flat. Okay, just seriously, this is the guy that we should all be jumping on next week, and it's probably where I'm going next week as well. Insane value, absolutely insane value. We're going to skip the ruck line. There's no one, like the midfielders, we know who we're targeting. Anyone that's playing against West Coast and Richmond this week. So, if you don't have a Caleb Sarong, he should score well against Richmond this week. Well, West Coast this week, sorry. Richmond's playing Melbourne, so if you've got a Jack Steele, that's great, but I wouldn't be trading into Jack Steele right now. How much is Steele? 561k, yeah. If you started him, fantastic. Break-even's 137, he probably scores that. Then he goes Sydney and West Coast. Like, honestly, he was the kind of guy. I've got him in my draft. I wish I picked him in Classic. He has been pretty good. And you could buy him. Definitely a decent player to have. But he'd be your FM8 by season's end. You wouldn't, plan around him. I've already got a Walsh. As I said, I'm probably bringing in Hugh McCluggage next week. Most likely at this point. Most likely. But then I filled my team. I've just realised I filled my midfield and I have to choose between Smith and Holmes later. But we'll work it out. It all depends on what McCluggage scores this week as well, of course. The forward line, if you've got guys like Sheasel and Flanders, fantastic. They've both started playing well. Flanders plays West Coast this week, which is good. Who does Fremantle play? Fremantle played an easy team. It's Carlton, sorry. I said West Coast. He played West Coast last week. But St Kilda have West Coast this week. I don't mind this pick. A lot of people are fading Messiah, and I did want to bring him in, but I can't really quite get to him. 128k break even. He's just not been very good. He's only turned up twice, and I'm just not sold. I'm really not. I know that his run home's good, and I know that he's coming up against a really good next. He's probably scoring well over the next month, but I just I'm not sold on what I've seen, so I'm probably just not going there myself. Forwards, I know that people are talking about Cam Zohar. I need to see it again before I get excited, to be honest. Track as well, one of those players that I just haven't seen Noah Anderson and Matt Rowell and Track in the team at the same time. You could bring in Track if you like, but personally I don't think he's going to be going up too much in money anyway. He's going to be hovering around that price. Tuke Miller's an interesting one as well, but his break-even's 132. He's got Hawthorn, so it's kind of a tough matchup as well. I just want to point out that 103 was when Noah Anderson wasn't in the team, so do think of that. He's probably going to be a top 6 forward. I really do like a Tuke Miller as well. Another guy that we could be targeting next week, depending on what Hugh McCluggage does. They'll probably be at a similar price point. And honestly, we've got players like Philippou and Lombard. I'm probably jumping on someone like that instead, most likely. But if McCluggage tons up, then I'll be tempted. It's just going to be... It all depends on what happens this week. But these are the guys you should be thinking about next week. When you do your trades this week, you want to be thinking about those guys next week. If you brought in Anderson and Atsatis, you can't jump on a McCluggage, most likely. So just keep that in mind when you're doing your trading, okay? All right, let's go to our questions. And I'm going to jump onto Twitter first. And then Facebook after. Let's get rid of all of this. Too many things open. All right, so on Twitter, we've got McInerney or Horn Francis as upgrade targets. Now, honestly, McInerney is an interesting one. Escape Jason. Can't remember. Jasper. No. Is it Jasper? Oh my god, what's his name? What's his name? Why am I should know this. Justin. I knew it was something with a J. He's been really good, but remember that Sydney have had a few injuries. I don't hate it. The 142 is great. The 105. He's always been that kind of player that scores okay. He's probably going to be somewhere close to the top 8 forwards, so you could do it. Jason Horne-Francis has burnt me before. His price is they're roughly the same. He's got Geelong coming up. If I was to do it, I would be jumping on McInerney only because he's got a better month coming up, and then maybe jumping on a Horne-Francis later. That's what I would do. Shane? Sam G, Hull Taranto, thoughts on Sartis? I've already said my thoughts on Sartis. Hull Taranto, yes. Yes, definitely. He's been too good. He's only got concussion. He'll be back next week. Carrots? Oh my god. Wow. Did I just misread carrots? Terrible. Carrots, yep. Andy Brayshaw, Hull or bust to get rid of him. He's not. The role isn't there. He's not playing good. Just honestly, I'd be correcting that. He's worse than Houston at the moment. At this point in time, worse than Houston. Now we'll jump down to Facebook, and I think we've had a few more. We tend to 19 this week. Okay, let's jump in. Take a quick look. And the captain video is already up as well. Will Boak. Would you boost to go Jager to Petrarca, if not have to play the poo on field, or save the boost and just get him next week? I don't know what your rank is. If your rank is really high and you're wanting to see if you could push for for weeklies and the 50k and everything, use the boost. If not, and your rank's about where I am, and your season's kind of shit, maybe don't bother with it, honestly, and just go with Pooh on field. Not horrible. He's playing West Coast actually, so maybe just go Pooh on field. Tim Payton, discussion point: is it worth bringing in McCarthy or Dale or someone around 450k mark and pocket the extra 180k to upgrade Philippou or the likes of Rankin next week, or bring in Nick Dacos and have not enough cash to upgrade? I was considering this, actually. I don't think McCarthy is an option anymore. Dale hasn't been very good either because of how many attacking defenders the Dogs have had this season. I do think it's worth bringing someone in at the 450k mark, but it has to be the correct player. I wouldn't be bringing in one of those two. If it was me, I would be going. There's no one really around 450k. There's just no one. If I just filter it, to what was it, 450k you wanted? Let's see. Sam Berry, Jack Ross, I actually think is insane value at 450k. By the way, as a forward, has been so good. 101, 77, 104. The 52 was poor, but Richmond got destroyed. And then you got 86 and 149. He's got Melbourne and West Coast coming up. Got a really good buy. I like Ross as a forward better than I like Bailey Dale this year. And that sounds disgusting. Parrish can go to hell. Nick Watson is an interesting one as well. Has actually scored quite well, but he just doesn't have the spike scores in him. There's no one else really. Yeah, I wouldn't be going Tom McCarthy. I don't know what it is. He just hasn't really had that season that we thought he was going to have. Yeah, nah. I'd prefer Ross. As a forward listed player, I'd prefer Ross, honestly. Do that. You know, if you're looking at there, go Ross. I think that there's good value there. He could push for top 6. He's averaging 94.8 for the season. He could actually... I wonder what is his total points, and if we filter by forward, not ruck, he's sitting at 6th. He's sitting at 6th in terms of total points and 10th in total average. That's insane to me. He's playing well. I don't hate it. I can't see him keeping it up, but I don't hate it. I think he's shown that his floor is a bit low. That's who I would get, honestly. That's who I would get. It sounds disgusting, but that's who I would do. Should I hold Stewart? Yeah, I'd hold Stewart for a bit longer. I think you've got other problems. Let me look. Yeah, I'd hold Stewart. Just hold him out. I'm probably holding Houston, and Stewart's been better than Houston. So, yeah, his ceiling games are too good. Jack Ross, underrated forward options from Ting Ewan. I love that. I love how we just had a discussion on that. Yeah, yes he is. Paul Burns, who are some rookies we bring in, and is Smith and Sarong good trade outs this week and Grill next week? We've already talked about the rookies to bring in, and is Smith and Sarong good trade outs? I think that they are, they're good trade outs this week, Grill next week. Yep, I agree for all of those things. Smith is one of those ones that could reset his break even though. So just think of that. At the moment, I'm probably trading out Smith as well. Peter, which means he's probably going to ton up because I'm trading him out. Peter Lane, is Clarkson likely to mess with the Zerha? Probably. I wouldn't be trusting North Melbourne. They change that half-back line every couple of weeks. Lulu, is McInerney worth bringing into the forward line? Yes, he is. I do like that pick. We have discussed this. Marty Burke, is it time to trade the original rookie bets already due to minimal game time or potential emissions, aka Brisbane and Carlton lads? When you say original rookie bets, I'm assuming the players that you've already started. Yeah, I think so. If you've got a bad, I'm holding on to a couple just for loops, but for cash generation, yeah. Thomas Lee, Murdoch or Anderson, which rookie to bring in first? I mean Anderson now, but honestly you should have Murdoch already. If you can get both, I would actually boost for both. Joshua Lamb, Warner, McInerney or Reed? McInerney. Warner, never again. Allen, right. What to do with Bont? Holding. Tyson Martin Heaney, Archie Roberts, Jeremy Cameron or Track. Which one would you take? Well, now Heaney's out, so Tyson. I would go Archie Roberts. Yep, I would go Archie Roberts. Although Petrarca for your forward line, which line's weaker? Is it your forward line or your defense? If you've got heaps of rookies that haven't maximized yet, then don't go forward and go forward next week. If you've got heaps of defenders that are at the point where their BE is high, then go Archie Roberts. It all depends on which one you pick for. Brendan Kelly, yes, why is my code subscription a ball buster when accessing gold? It works sometimes. I don't know. I don't know how to answer that. Matthew Penny, Fonty free to play this week? Nope, suspended. Jace Ronald, hold bond, trade bond, bench bond. Hold bond, bench bond. Don't trade bond. Never trade bond. Michael Nan, Clark versus Naz, Warner versus Horn Francis. Warner can go to hell. Horn Francis over him, 100%, just any day of the week. Clark versus Naz, I think we've discussed this a little bit already. Naz just hasn't been great this year. He just hasn't been. I'd go Clark. But then Naz has a better draw coming up. His next month is probably better. You're probably going to get better scores from Naz over the next month than you are from Clark, but I think Clark will be better overall. There you go. Depends what you're doing. If you're playing the short-term game, Naz. If you're playing the long-term game, Clark. That's it. That's it for questions. That's it for the episode. Thanks, guys, for watching. I'll be back same time, same place next week.